drumming on the boardwalk as you let go of my hand. I said I wouldn't stoop to beg you like I have done before. Can you love me even harder? Can you love me even more? No, I'm not fading away this time. I'll be an ocean grinding boulders into pebbles and sand, then become a massive desert running through an hourglass. Baby, there's nothing that I need, not even one demand or chore. Can you love me even harder? Can you love me even more? No, I'm not fading away this time. And I've never been this ready. My darling, you're just distracted, right? You'll feel it soon I think the sky is green. Don't you feel shy by the everything is so slippery. Are you slipping away from me?
Wasn't paying attention. Didn't mean for that to go to the next song. Oops. Oh, good morning. I am just a little bit sleepy. I woke up for a hike early yesterday, and then did not get to sleep until today, technically. So, you know, just a little bit sleepy. Um, but that does not diminish my excitement to get back into Esoteric Ebb, baby. Uh, let's do it. Alright, let's read our session notes. You've awoken in a morgue. You've gotten a goblin sidekick. This was supposed to be a simple job. Figure out why a local tea shop exploded. Now you're standing here, the image lingering in the back of your skull. A dead elf. It's rare enough to see a live elf. Then there's that weird masked assassin. You have no clue who has it out for you, but somebody does. Beyond that, you've also got the owner to track down. From what you've heard about this guy, he could have already left the city. Though, maybe if you're lucky, you can catch him before he hops onto the next ship down on Waterlane. Well, or about to. And finally, you've descended straight into the city below. Esoteric hallways full of traps, secrets around every corner, monsters crawling up from the depths. Somehow you just know, someone or something is trying to keep you from discovering the truth. You need to keep looking, search every corner, talk with every person, look into the political bullshit above and the esoteric madness below. Eventually you'll find a way forward. Let's do it. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. You approach one of the many large crates in the warehouse. Why is there a rhythmic thumping noise here? Right, we had equipped our charisma or our dexterity stuff to get the beat on this guy, right? Let us change out of that. No. We equipped charisma. Why charisma? Oh, okay. Well, let's do it. Look at the crate. The crate looks at you in turn. You spot a label. It says AR Ankeg Exoskeleton Export. -10 DC Snell helps. Advantage, he's inside, obviously. Snell, you hear that noise? I do. He points at the side of the crate. He shows you a strange expression. You know that face well. Constipation, most likely. It's a face that says, be careful. I think we've got something here. Yeah, he wants you to open the crate. Obviously. I feel like knocking on the crate is a bad idea. Thank God. With a tight grip, you press hard. It's difficult. Even the goblin is straining to put his measly body weight into it. But drummer, tea shop owner. I can explain. Dunk dunk. You watch the wingless, crow-looking creature scramble to compose himself. Drummer. The Birdman lets out a strange throat noise, then makes a series of nervous chuckles. He's inside a shipping crate marked for export. He's clearly trying to flee the law. Maybe he has a good reason to escape. Is the fellow in danger? Explain it quickly. Oh, Dunk. Yes. I was just inspecting the wares. Warehouse wares. Dunk. What's that sound? What, Dunk? That. I'm not... Dunk. Why is your voice so weird? Why do I have a feeling I shouldn't cast Charm Person? Because Charm Person only makes him treat you like a friend, and this bird does not treat his friends with the truth. Sadly, you do not have time to go prepare it. Got Charm Person. So shouldn't I threaten this guy or something else? A push is all he needs, then he will spill the truth. He sure talks a lot for someone without a voice. But he sucks at lying. He's quicker than you. Can you really keep up? Something esoteric? Spell? Don't know. Beware, failure here will mean debasing yourself. Are you aware that your tea shop has exploded? What? He knows. The bird mimics the sound of a young and shocked man. Bad sound to pick. He sounds almost sarcastic. What a horrible and shocking revelation. He's struggling to put together cohesive sentences. Ah, that's like his nervous tick when his sentences get twisted like that. Didn't hear the explosion? Sorry? He holds up a claw to the side of his head. This bird fuck is clearly messing with you. Either that or he's the most awful compulsive liar you've ever met. You see your companion rub his eyes. Stop messing around, this is serious. Yes, I understand. Dunk. You've been down here for how long exactly? I am inspecting many wares. Yeah, these type of mimic birds are known for being able to just hide in a hole for a very, very long time. Pretty bad at your job, Mr. Drummer. Sorry for being pretty bad at inspection. I try my best. Do you have any enemies, Mr. Drummer? No, everyone has. People tend to dig me, you know? Sure. Tell me what happened on that morning when it blew up. Oh, it was all normal. Empty tea shop all morning. I had business on Waterlane over noon. Been busy since then. This is big shock. Well, now you know. Awful news. Didn't even had no insurance, sadly. Got something to ask him, Snell? No, he's clearly telling us everything. You can sense him thinking everything he wants to say. Sarcasm warning. You hear the bird let out a hearty laugh. If he had a voice of his own, it'd be a nervous laugh. No worries. I'll get back on my feet. Always do. I'll just go back to inspection, and you know where to find me. Caught his nervous tick. So you're inspecting wares, are you? Yes. I am a local. He stops, shifting his tone deeper. Local entrepreneur. He is trying to assert himself by sounding like a tough guy. They're my supplier for tea and sometimes coffee. The bird is not dangerous, only slippery. Does the trade company know about you being here? The bird hums like a bird and just nods. Is he pretending not to hear you? I said do the free striders know about your presence, good sir. Good-unk. They of course. So you're inspecting goods inside of a crate, inside of a sealed warehouse. Yes. What, you don't believe him? Coffee, isn't that illegal? It's not. Difficult to get, but not illegal. kinds of goods are we talking about here? Grabs a scale of Ankeg exoskeleton from the crate. I have a great plan. I'm planning on renovating my shop with these. Protection. Reach forward and touch the exoskeleton plate. Your hands glide over it. Smooth, hard, a perfect defense. The bird stares at you as you caress the chitin in his claws. Dunk. Renovating with that? Chitin? Huh? He says, sounding like a young, naive kid. Nuh-uh. He's lying. How's your voice so weird? I am Yobu. Yobu Kodori. The voice leaves the bird's throat like a drum on fire. That doesn't really answer my question. Yobu, we've no voice of our own, you know, like, you know. I get it. Us oppressed folk need to stick together so we can find our voice together. That's what democracy is all about. Sounds like esoteric bullshit. Have you tried speaking normally? The bird glares at you, no expression in its expressionless face. Dunk! What are you voting in the election? Oh! Same. I vote for the same party as you. You don't seem like an Asgal. Or which is? Which is? You don't seem like an Asgal. Oh! I'm very green. Good, great choice, my man. You get a feeling he probably uses that sound every time someone tries to talk politics with him at the tea shop. What a genius. You should learn from him. Ugh. I wish I had my dex or strength on. I want to catch him in a lie, though. But we have a better chance of doing the strength thing when I catch him in a lie. Fuck! Shit! Here we go. Set a trap. So, and let the bird guy fall into it. So, tell me about this tea shop of yours. Tea shop? Oh, yes, I'm an entrepreneur, you see. Now hit him with the... God damn it. Slam your fist into the side of the crate. You don't even like tea, do you? The bird looks visibly distraught at your accusation. You have... What? It's not... Dunk. Wait, this isn't a trap. This is just silly. Fraud. Point at the birdman. I... The bird sputters around for a moment, then he pauses, scratches his beak. You don't have to enjoy tea. I serve tea, Dunk. That's true, cleric. What do you have to say in your defense? The goblin is mocking you. Understandable, but... Look, I don't care about your bullshit. Just tell me your side and we'll be out of your hair or feathers. The birdman observes you in silence, then slowly nods. You seem to have inadvertently given him room to trust you. He will speak now, but will it be the full truth? He glances at Snell. They're after me. Who is? The Free Striders and Halfway Bridge Tribe. What? Because of some missed rent? And why exactly? He looks distraught again. They forced me. They made me. I didn't have a choice, Dunk. Blackmail. Knife to my throat. I was trapped. They had me by the balls. You're hiding from the Free Striders inside of a Free Strider-operated warehouse. They are scary, but not very bright. The goblin chuckles. Snell, the Halfway Bridge Tribe didn't know about the smuggling stuff, right? Not to my knowledge, no. This sounds entirely like a Free Strider extension. Why are you afraid of the Halfway Bridge Tribe? They will give me punished if they find out my little secret, Dunk. Possibly, the old lady won't take kindly to having a smuggling operation going on right under her nose. How are the Free Striders connected? They set it up. They set me up. I had access to the secret tunnel under the temple. They forced me. I had to. And what's going on with the explosion? Listen, I only run away to save myself. When Tea Shop exploded, you knew beforehand that it was going to explode. No! I was in the warehouse here, inspection. I hear Free Striders talking about it upstairs, so I hide in here waiting for boat to get away from this bloody mess. Turn to Snell and whisper, what's protocol now? He whispers back, protocol? If he's trying to leave the city, taking his sit reg would be a good start. short for Citizens Registry, usually carried in the form of a small piece of paper, can be used to freely travel in aligned ports across the coast. I'm sure the old lady would love to have a word with him. What's your plan now, Birdman? I will leave, Dunk. I have business in Reed's, big business. You should really stay and deal with this tea shop mess. The bird stares at you, looking uncomfortable. You're sure you've told me everything you can? Yes, please. I'm in trouble, but I did nothing wrong, the goblin scoffs. Let me see your papers, citizen. The bird fiddles with his satchel, a worn piece of paper. His claw holds it forth. Citizens Registry. As you hold it up to your helmet, the bird makes the rhythmic thumping noise a few more times. Inspect the papers. Turn it over in your hands. The paper is thick. It says Drummer Yimling. Imling. Those from Im. It's one of the many substitute surnames given to folk who don't have the surname custom. Born 010102 PE. Bet he picked 02 as his birth year just to avoid it looking too fake. I'll keep these. Don't leave the city, Mr. Drummer. Okay. Good idea. You can always drop them off to Lady Sageleaf. She'd appreciate it. The Birdman looks nervous. But Can I leave warehouse? Should I contain this guy? It would take time to do so. He does not deserve it. Your gut tells you no. Boring. Tossing him in the stockade does seem like a good choice. The great prison dungeon of Norvik, comprised of a large section of the part of city below that lays beneath the palace, were fitted to be used for modern rehabilitation and confinement of all types of convicted criminals. But spending time on that seems stupid. Look to Snell. He just shrugs. You can go. Oh, thank you. The voice sounds sarcastic. Huh? The Birdman starts to shuffle towards the stairs. One more thing. I should inform you that the elf was found dead. He freezes in his steps. Without looking your way, you hear him mimic a shrill voice. Not my problem. Then he just keeps walking. Did he know? No. Not for sure. As the Birdman leaves the warehouse, you hear a faint rhythmic sound follow him out. Dunk. I wonder what he'll do. Is it okay to have him running around? Not like we've got a jail to toss him in. I mean, you do, but then you'd have to go do that. Sounds like a pain just to catch a lying bird. Going all the way to the stockade to do all the paperwork and document all the evidence. It would take a full day if you're lucky. Man, I feel like we really missed something. It's okay. I'm not gonna save Scum. I shouldn't have put on my charisma clothes because it lowered all my shit that I needed for this. But you happy I took his papers? Happy isn't the right word, but Sageleaf might be slightly less pissed this way in the short term. Having to deal with that bird sure is a headache. Believe anything you said? Sir, I'm certain he believes he's a victim here. I'm inclined to say the same, somewhat. And he did not blow up the tea shop, not with that smuggling stuff going on. And that elf? His voice trails off, then he mutters a curse word. She had a connection with the Asgals in the tea shop. She also had a meeting with the Freestriders. Feels like she's a string connecting every fucking party in the city. What a fucking mess. Cool, let's go. Well, shit. Let's take root. So you took the bird's papers, made him stick around with the snakes. It was a tough decision. Sure hope so. Look, it's time to establish some baseline, okay? First of all, immigration is good. What? Immigration, it's a net positive for modern society. For Norvik. Yes, it's true, but what's that got to do with freedom of movement? It's literally the most fundamental policy of the Free Strider bloc. In the real old days, the only people with resources to travel would be the aristocrats of societies. In the real early days, that'd be the top dragon servant, the top slaves. Then, during the last few centuries, that changed. The average person suddenly got the ability to move, on a societal scale, sure, but also in a geographic sense. Each of the Arcanist splinters dealt with it in different ways, but in general, especially once the Coast War broke out for real, all the borders got real tight. A shoot-on-sight type policy wasn't uncommon. And that's shit. Real shit. Agree. Borders are bullshit. Real bullshit. Let's go over the facts here. The number one cause of starvation, poverty, and economic-related suffering is the general lack of prosperity. Historically, it's understandable why peasants and kings, or early arcanists, didn't really get this, because they didn't have any reference point. If things were always terrible, you wouldn't even know what good is, right? Then comes industry, mass production, both esoteric stuff, access to free food, healing services, teleportation, and the fundamentals, textile factories, metal refining, and transportation. All of it giving way to unprecedented amount of prosperity for everyone. It's like cheating in the economy. Everybody gets rich all of a sudden, even the old aristocrats. So then you have the question of nation states, of borders. You can make an argument that freedom of movement goes against certain ideals of nationalism, sure. You can't completely lock your own people away from others. You can't stay out of the global trade. You'd lose the authoritarian touch. In return, you get a super magical economic boost, one that helps everyone. You know those Asgals that hate free striders? Free striderism so much? This is the point where they all shut the fuck up and sit down, because Asgalism doesn't make anything better, not anywhere near the degree that opening the markets did. And locking down your borders, not allowing trade, people, labor, goods, and services to flow at the behest of the benevolent invisible hand? A term coined by Erik Smed, a prominent Arcane-era scholar from Vorzheny. It basically refers to the forces of self-interest and competition that, when operating within a free market, unintentionally guide individual actions towards outcomes that benefit society as a whole. Good shit. That's literally like arbitrarily making your people, all your people, objectively less wealthy. And probably a lot hungrier, just for some dumb ego trip. Thus, immigration is fucking great. And anyone who disagrees is a fucking idiot. You've convinced me. I will now allow strangers to come live with me in my apartment. Yes, immigration is great and helps us fill out the ranks of the increasingly growing Norvikian industries. Immigration is amazing, but only for Fulcarian reasons. We should help people in need by sharing our wealth. Immigration in balanced amounts is great, but too much and it'll create strife and cultural clashes. Immigration is a tool of the bourgeois used to slow down wage increases and dilute working class solidarity. Immigration is a threat to democracy. No, immigration destroys nations. It destroys people. Just because old Dimenor blew up and Reeds took its place as a messed up coagulation of all the broken survivors, doesn't mean the rest of the coast has to align with their strange multicultural ideas. Ew, you make it sound so Asgalian. But yeah, guess that's true too. You get cheap labor. They get to not be oppressed on the other side of the coast. It's a win-win situation. So anyway, yeah. Making Drummer stay when he clearly wanted to get out, shit move. Just a straight up asshole move. But you could clearly learn a lot from that bird. He's got that infectious paranoia about him. Oh shit, your stomach's upset. The bird. Yeah? The bird's a survivor. That is his legacy. More than that, he really had one hell of a way to handle himself. Ignoring the shitty escape attempt, you saw how he danced around your questions. Seriously, maybe it's a racial thing, but he read the room just as well as he recorded those voices. Honestly, both of those are damn true. Take any lesson you want from him. That bird's got game. And remember, immigration is good. Tell me more about infectious paranoia. Be ready for anything. The world could fall apart any second. The walls could implode. Your dreams shattered. When that happens, you get ready to run. Leave the city in a crate. Ship yourself to Heiji, whatever it takes to get away from any of those pesky consequences. Advantage on initiative rolls, yes. Sounds really good. Survival of the fittest. You live through it all. Advantage on death saving throws. Tell me more about reading the room. You want to say the right thing, right? Make the right choice? Yeah, might help to have a quick glance around the room first. Reading the room. Advantage on beholding checks. Whoa. 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 I'm ready to make a decision. Advantage on initiative, advantage on death saves, or advantage on behold checks. I like advantage on behold checks, but advantage on initiative rolls is busted. I don't know. The opportunity cost. Infectious paranoia. This will honestly keep you alive. Real smart choice. Stop thinking about this now. During short rests, you always roll hit die with advantage. Snell also gains. Yeah, we are keeping that. Restore 1 hit point every hour that passes. Extra proficiency rolls when speaking with feminine characters. And proficiency rolls when in natural habitats. This includes outside areas, overgrown areas, and caverns. I'm gonna forego Asgallian Spirit for now. We can take it back later. She's still here. Cleric, I'm working late today, as you can see. She gives you her trademark smile. Though I do that almost every day, if you can believe it. We already got access to the guild warehouse. I don't want to help her. I don't want to tell her about the Asgallian printing press. Tell me more about the Free Striders. Do you want to know more about the Free Striders, just in general? Yes. Please fill me up on knowledge. Okay then, go ahead and ask. What is the Free Strider ideology? Good question. You want the long answer or short? Long. The Free Strider ideal is a dream of democratic rule and freedom for all. In the wake of Arcanist oppression, the folk of Reeds banded together and put a stop to the fighting, establishing republics along the coast and around the lake. They sought democracy, the choosing of their own fate, built upon personal liberty and freedom. I'd say that's a good summary of the Free Strider ideal. Where does it come from? The Free Strider movement? It originated in Old Dimenor towards the end of the Coast War. It's said that soldiers spread the word to one another, even between opposing armies. Eventually, once the magical powers waned, the common folk managed to rebel. So you could say it's all a big response to Arcanist tyranny and the oppressive force of magocracy. Sounds like tyranny replaced tyranny. Any government force is tyrannical to some degree, but I'd say out of all the forms of rule tried, the Free Strider Republic is the least worst one. Free Striderism is the only way forward, obviously. Every other form of rule has led to complete chaos and/or less fortunate conditions for literally everyone involved. The Reedsian dream is possible. It's coming. It's here. I don't like the Free Striders. Ah, well, please, do go on. She crosses her arms and leans back. Shit, abort, abort. She won't like you if you say something negative about this ideology. Why don't you like the Free Striders? The Free Striders are just lining the pockets of rich merchants. The common folk get nothing out of it. They're invading sovereign states by using imperial tactics and overwhelming wealth creation. Because they're in the way of me becoming immortal dictator wizard king of Norbik. Just lining the pockets of rich, or no, I'm apolitical. I don't really have an opinion either way. I'm neutral, unbiased. The Free Striders are just lining the pockets of rich merchants. The common folk get nothing out of it. You sound like an Asgal. I am just like an Asgal. I am an Asgal. Sure. Her smile causes you to falter at the knee area. That's all the questions I have about free striding for now. Okay, happy to share. Her eyes say, please don't use it as a verb. Hey, can I have that spell scroll? Oh, that? Don't touch it. That's all for now. DC 10, DC 8. Got a +4. So I have to roll a 4 or higher. So So 85% chance. I have to come back when Vera isn't around. Damn it. Yoink. Got it. Protection from evil and good and etc. Second level abjuration. Casting time 1 action. Category divine range touch. Verbal, somatic, and material, a liter of river water which must be chugged. Duration, concentration up to 10 minutes. You manifest an aura around yourself, granting protection against creatures that are celestial, elemental, fey, fiend, or undead. Protection grants several benefits. Creatures of those type have disadvantage on attack rolls against you. You also can't be possessed by or gain the charmed or frightened conditions from them. Till the spell ends, you also have advantage against those creatures. I want to equip enhanceability. But first, let me re-equip my wisdom shit. Pray. Contemplate the golden line. A land cut in two. Your neighbors, the halflings. Speak with them, learn their stories. Pass judgment if you wish. If you do not care, the gold always shines in the end. Contemplate the dead elf. We already did that. Contemplate the tea shop owner. Birdfolk on the run. His shop is in ruins. We still don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Charm person. Cure wounds. Grease. Inflict wounds. Speak with animals. Protection. Enhance ability. Pray of healing. Bark skin. Cast enhance ability. I wonder, can I then prepare different spells? Charm person, cure wounds, grease, speak with animals, bark skin, pray of healing, protection from evil and good. Shield of Faith. Yes, I can. Very cool. Look up at the branches above. Wait, between the branches high above. Oh, is that a hole in the bark? Just wide enough. Something. Yes, get up there now. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but I suggest not doing that. Can't I just use Mage Hand? Oh, that's smart. And rid yourself of the challenge? It probably will not work. Not being able to see inside the tree hollow makes it difficult. You poof the hand into existence near the hollow and try to go inside. Since your senses are only slightly connected with the esoteric string of your magic hand, it feels strange when your fingers attempt to penetrate the hole. Please, for the love of God, relax thy foul mind. No, it's not working. Turn off the mage hand. You're gonna have to get up there and personally stick your hand in the hole if you want to check it out. Climb that tree. Grab one in the trunk. Go, 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 just a bit more. Please, get down from there, cleric. Just get down slowly. Sanity strikes like lightning, eh? Now can we go? High tree. Just majestic. Look up at the branches above. Hole in the bark. Climb the tree. $25. Wrapping your body around the trunk, you lift yourself up. The bark is rough enough for you to get a pretty firm grip, despite the vertical nature of this feat you're attempting. One foot and hand movement after another, each holding on for dear life. Take a deep breath and reach up, finally getting a hold of one of the upper branches. You've done it. Heaving yourself the last way, you get a view you did not expect. A bird's nest, unguarded, full of shiny trinkets. Jackpot shoved your hand inside the nest. Grab the ring, grab the coins, grab the polished stone. The bleached white and polished rock doesn't look too valuable until it's in your palm. You feel the tingle. It's magic, baby. Grab the ring. Ring of protection. Silverware of the finest kind with a black stone at its center. And grab the coins. Several crowns going straight into your pocket. Thanks, birds. Get down. Retracting your steps, you soon find yourself back on solid ground. You lived! I'm surprised. Now can we go? Bye, tree. Beep, beep, beep. An iron band covered in strange symbols. Touching it sends a tingle down your spine. It protects you somehow. Dex and strength. Con should also go. Charisma. DC 18. Read Autobiography Prax by Lord Phileas Prax, a classic. You kept this book on your bedside table for years during your scribing years. You take a look at that first page. In these pages, I shall endeavor to recount the journey of a mind born to greatness, a will tempered by the crucible of ambition, and a spirit bound to the relentless pursuit of the arcane. My name is Phileas Prax. He goes on to make grandiose statements on his personal abilities in magic. As always, this man is contradictory. He both praises his own natural gifts and mental abilities while stating himself worthy only through his hard work and merit. It's ridiculous. Know this. I write not for the masses, but for the few who possess the clarity of vision to see beyond the veil of mediocrity. To them I offer my life as a lesson and a legacy, that they might learn from my triumphs and avoid the pitfalls that lie in wait for the unwary. You remember the first chapters dealing with his youth, growing up in the ruthless court of a rival house, the Hagenshags, how he struggles against relentless opposition and bullying, making himself out to be an underdog. Power is not born of blood, nor inherited by fortune of birthright. It is cultivated in the crucible of the mind, refined by the fires of discipline, and sharpened by the relentless pursuit of knowledge. Let those who seek to rule first learn to kneel before the altar of wisdom, for it is there that true strength is forged. Yet he does not address his own privilege. If it is only his merit, then he should not have needed any of those fancy private studies or lectures. Stop complaining, the story is just getting good. A glorious design, let those who learn lead, through merit of ability and nothing else. Flip through the pages. In the second half, Prax begins to talk about his early political career. The intricacies of magocratic bureaucracy. How he learned to play the game well enough for him to reach a dictatorship as the youngest magocratic ruler ever. The rest is mostly a collection of mediations surrounding magic and power. The esoteric in its purest form is neither good nor evil. It is a tool, a force to be wielded by those with the intellect to do so. Yet let us not be so naive as to think that power alone grants one the right to rule. The arcanist must also be a statesman, for whims of unchecked magic can lead even the wisest astray. Govern with an iron hand, but let that hand be guided by the principles of reason and justice. Thus shall the state prosper, and thus shall the legacy of magocracy endure. Ironic. I see not irony here, only truth. In the halls of power, the arcane shall be our shield and our sword. Yet, remember this. The arcanist's duty is not only to himself, but to the state and its people. For in the endless pursuit of knowledge, one must not forget the price of ignorance. A vigilant mind is the guardian of civilization, and a vigilant state is the fortress of progress. Let no shadow fall upon our vigilance, for in the light of our knowledge lies the path to true dominion. The final parts of the biography focus on an ever deeper and more rambling side of ruling, with hints of paranoia. This is way too much reading. Why would you open the book then? Shut the book. Shut it looking at the title once more. Autobiography Prax. Read Folk Tales by the Trill Sisters. Hold on. Folktales. Opening the Trill Sisters book shows you an index of several tales, many of which you heard growing up. These stories shape reality, for the mind does not distinguish a tale from a real-life lesson. They are but the same. Out of the tales, you see the one you remember the most, the one about the gnome and the titan. The story always spoke to you, mostly because of the unlikely friendship between the two. Read a little and the large. In the old days, when dragons ruled the skies and titans wandered the earth, there lived a gnome named Abacus, known far and wide as a half-wit. Whether by fate or folly, he found himself in the oddest of places, and so it was that he stumbled into a deep valley of Ascan. This valley was home to Kayamor, the Mist Titan, a colossal being with fur as thick as the ancient forests and limbs that clutched the very mountains. His upper body was hidden in, or perhaps made of, the swirling mists that filled the valley. But on this day, the valley was not the serene refuge it had once been. The air was thick with ash, the rivers ran black, and the trees stood as charred husks. Esuth, the ancient red dragon, had set the forests aflame, hoping to drive Kayamor from his domain and claim the fertile valley for himself. Kayamor was furious, his great form trembling with rage as he searched for the source of the destruction. His eyes fell upon Abacus, who was wandering aimlessly, his tiny mind more puzzled by the sudden darkness than anything else. To think that the coast was filled with these beasts of yore at one point. They reigned harshly and wildly, but it's not hard to see why some preferred their chaotic dominance to the tyranny of the dragons. Continue to the verses. Thrick-lum chum, who dares bring fire to where none should come? Ashes taint my sacred mist. Speak, small one, lest you be missed. Abacus looked up, squinting through the fog, and scratched his head. Fire? No, I've no fire to share, no flame do I bring, nor ash to bear. For in the dark I see clear as day, 'tis those who can't that need the flame, they say. Thrick-lum chum, what nonsense from your tongue does come? Who is it that needs this blaze, that blackens my mist and dims my days? Well, question thee, who needs a flame to light their path and stoke their claim? Perhaps it is Esuth, the king, whose fires to your valley bring. Thrick-lum chum, the dragon's days are surely done. Guide me, gnome, to where he lies. Together we shall dim his skies. A wonderful little tale about the little and large. The story goes on to wax about the friendships sparked between this eldritch titan and the silly little gnome as they sought out Esuth on his throne. The ancient red dragon then falls to the titan's might after Abacus accidentally guides him to the correct location. One of those classic stories every child in Ascan is told growing up. It is important to remember that this is an oral tale passed down over generations. This is simply the shape in which it was written down. Who knows how exactly it functioned in its original state. Close it. You shut it, looking upon the title once more. Folktales. Return the book. Read Collected Chants of Norvik by Patriarch Pili. This is a printed edition of Pili's work, but still old. Probably came from the earliest Norvikian printers. On the first page, a short message is hand scribbled in the corner. My belief lay in the collected humanity of Norvik. May you remember that from this collection. With honor and grace, Pili D. Is this a handwritten message from the second patriarch himself? Protect this book with your life. This is a sacred artifact. Fascinating to think the pale man held such a treasure on his shelf. Read the foreword. A dream of unity under earth. The book begins with a lengthy essay about the foundation of Norvikian cultural values. It's really like a guide, if anything, on what a Norvikian person is, on how their values come from various tribes in the old country, and how together they have formed something greater under earth. You've read this before, but you do get a better sense of what this all means now. It is in some sense a plea, a stern suggestion for every human in Norvik to lose any sense of former tribal identity, to embrace a new one, a Norvikian spirit, to give away the old and embrace the new. It is not completely a bad move. To unite a folk is to build commonality, to lower inequality, although of course there were many direct ways that the state at the time made sure that the old did not remain in the shadows, violence and oppression at times. The text directly explains how a new Norvikian culture will help the city grow and fight against inequity and injustice through unity, mainly by being generous and not hoarding wealth, among other things. Ha! A naive thought. Then, finally, it does touch upon the connection with dwarves as well, and how the Norvikian spirit is not contained within humans only. It is not just blood, it is sweat and tears as well. Those folk who unite with us will not be seen as an other. No, they too are Earth's folk. They too are Earth's guard. That's a long-ass forward. Yes, it's like 5 pages. Old man likes to ramble. Read Torna's Lament. I went with you to foreign shores, my lord, my guard. I pray you, keep from harm the beasts, each shard a proof of your devotion. Thus I give myself to your folk. I give my land for a home at the river, in that sliver of land, to vanquish the beasts who roam, the evil who lair, the fires that burn, to build a life along the river. Every shepherd knows the song. It bellows up the river. Earth lives in that sliver of land. It is your favorite. Close the book. You shut it, looking upon the title once more. Collected Chants of Norvik. This is a really great book. It is. Place the book back on the shelf. You do so. It fits nicely back into its slot. This book does not deserve your toxic presence. Whoa! If you were stronger, more capable, then perhaps you could have carried that weight. What? You really want the book. One day it could be yours. This is very confusing. I'm just putting back the book. There's some issues with stealing going on here. Just ignore it. Let us forget this for now. The book stares at you from the shelf. I've read all these before, of course. I'll just refresh my memory. Right, good. A couple minutes won't hurt, I guess. He sits down on some massive tomes and leans against the wall. Leave the books alone. Bye. Bum 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 boom. Thank you. Bye. Alright, let's head to the Drunk Sphinx, and then we can go to sleep. Actually, first, I want to see if Coin Lord Darrow is accessible for us to talk to. Let's check out this temple, too. Is Duck still here? Yeah. Crypt key. Pile of ledgers covered in official city seals. Pile of books on the topic of theology and history. A copper calendar. A chest high above. Crowns and Vorjany river droplets. A vial of blessed river water from Vorjany, land of giants, popular among the Earth Guard. It's usually labeled as not blood. Grants a minor strength increase for a week. Yes. Glorious shrine to the one and only Earth. You're gonna spend some time flipping through the archives. He wants you to tell him if you're going to bed or not. Maybe I'll come back later. There are 3 books of interest in this pile. They appear worn and broken. Beyond reads by Meriadoc Moonwatch, Humans, a Brief History, Earth and Toll, founders. I'm done here. And bless. First level enchantment. 1 action, divine, 30 feet. Verbal somatic material, a sprinkling of river water. Concentration up to 1 hour. You bless yourself with divine guidance. For the duration, you add 1d4 to all ability checks. Enhanced ability is also concentration, so we cannot do that. It says Darrow House, yeah. Sphinx. Boom. Right, I wanted to go back in here. Grab the sticky red thing from the cogs without losing your fingers, or I will return. Ink. Ink. Nothing else grants intelligence. So we've got a +4. DC 18 or DC 16 versus technically we can get up to +5. Nice. +1 strength. A translucent, somewhat firm gelatinous cube. These used to be sold as toys and pets. Today they're illegal, probably because they can technically still dissolve human flesh, albeit very slowly. greased it up. Whoa, y'all teleported. Highland Fling. You press the button and the glowing diskette is pushed by a tiny metal sprongle. A crystal connected with the speaker system touches the stone surface and the music begins to play. Charisma. Incense. Dex. It got missed nearly. Very deep. You can survive the fall. Do it, jump, or leave. Wisdom, behold. Got the highest wisdom I can. We rolled a nat one last time, so let's not do that. Oh my god! I fucking biffed it. Charisma. Well, kind of struck out there. See a tiny man sitting on a tall chair, a glass of something strong clasped in his hand. Ah, my dear officer of law, he slurs with a mischievous glint in his eye. Not a glint, pain. He clumsily nods, almost spilling his drink. What are you drinking? Ah, this is the elixir of paradoxes. He shows you the ale glass as if it were as a treasure to be guarded. A liquid contradiction, blurring the line between man and beast. He leans a bit too far to the left and almost falls off his chair. Anyway, come! Partake in the nectar of the gods, or at least what passes for it in this establishment. So we find ourselves on the precipice of this grand experiment of democracy. He takes a big sip. What will you vote for, officer? Don't get him started. That's usually my line. Oh, I took it from you, did I? You can have it back soon enough. Asgalists, the workers shall rule. Ah, the workers, the heart and soul of our city, but rule. Can they truly rule, or will they simply become the new face of an old tyranny? Democracy is a delicate dance, my friend. When the music stops, who's left without a chair? The workers' paradise is a noble dream, but dreams can sometimes turn into nightmares, especially when power gets involved. You view every societal issue through an Asgalist lens. Gained 60 XP. This gnome sure can talk. He is very inebriated. But now, since you're the carrier of law in this here city, a good question would be, what is law, oh gods? To carry such a burden of holding the law, would it not be fair to ask what it is? Think about it, your answer will matter. Your choice could change the world, good knight of earth, cleric of the bourgeoisie. What do you think, Snell? What do you think, Snell? He shrugs. Whatever Lady Sageleaf says. Law is power. Those who wield it decide order. Law is peace. It is to keep chaos at bay. Law is tyranny. It is oppression of those below. Law is whatever the hells I say it is. Don't know. What do you think law is? I am somewhere between these two answers. The gnome nods. In fact, he nods so hard his face hits the table. Hear him snoring softly. Party's over. He sighs. Thanks the gods. Leave the gnome alone in his stupor. The goblin girl notices you approach and immediately gets her instruments ready. Okay, here we go. Leave and let her play. The jukebox is disabled while Nearly is playing. God damn. Concentrated rhubarb ale. Engage.
Hey.
Cleric. Lovely to see you again. Anything I can help you with? What's up with the Sphinx? Read the Asgal chant? Nah, not my scene. But since the tea shop went poof, I've got a lot more patrons bringing it in here. I wonder why. Very strange, she winks. Why? She sighs and rolls her eyes. Duh. Asgals loved that tea shop. Now they're slowly trickling in here. What do the people think about it? That it's ridiculous? You've got the third largest political paper in the city, and it's printed in the shadows. No one knows who the chanter is, and every article is just signed off as written by a concerned citizen. It's very dramatic, but other than that, people either love it, hate it, or love it, depending entirely on their politics. Is this paper political? Oh, not at all. Not at all? Indeed, it's in fact the only newspaper in existence that that's ever managed to be completely apolitical in every way, shape, and form. She's fucking with you. You're fucking with me. I am. Sorry, she says and lets out a dark chuckle. The Asgal chant is clearly a highly politicized paper. It's literally filled to the brim with Asgal propaganda. Writes the articles. She shrugs. A group of angry dwarves? Look, there's a reason why nobody knows anything about this damn thing. It's illegal. Whoever is printing it doesn't have a license, so the city keeps trying to bust them. It's sort of funny when you think about it. Is it big? Oh gods, no. It's just a very popular copper paper. Where is it printed? No clue. Here it's somewhere in Tolstad, though. In some dark corner, probably by a group of angry dwarves, I imagine. Is it a magical newspaper? No, just a very cheap one, printed and distributed in mysterious ways. It's impressive. Agreed. And they run it for like 2 years, I think. Crazy long time. Will be one hell of a story once they get caught. If. That's all for now. You two friends now? No. Don't say that. You're hurting my feelings. There's tension here. If you want to rise out of him, ask about it. Does Snell spend a lot of time in here? You don't need to ask her. It's not relevant. He does, she says, ignoring his comment. Although this is the most convenient third place for the Halfway Bridge tribe, so it's not like he's got too many options. We've got all the wonderful goblin we could need here. Every night. Great. I've got some other questions. Of course, I don't want to offend Snell. Searching for a paladin, she shakes her head. Don't expect to find much. I haven't seen Lord Gorm for weeks. You ever hear him say anything suspicious? She laughs. Look, drunkards say all kinds of shit. Can't read too much into it. What did you hear? Mostly a bunch of ranting about how every single political entity in the city should be burned to the ground. Some typical pro-human slogans, you know the stuff. So Lord Gorm is a fascist, got it. She laughs. Might be simplifying the issue a bit, but sure. Did he wear a helmet? Oh no, never, actually. He always showed off those golden locks. Clear sign of corruption. What sort of man would choose to show skin instead of iron? Guess his proclivity for vanity very much surpassed your own, cleric, she says with a playful smile. You know him? I've handed him drinks a few times, exchanged a few words, so sure, I know him. What does he look like? Big guy, Earthguard-like outfit, but with more gold. Not the type you'd like to arm wrestle. Other than that, green eyes, blonde, long hair. Fancy nobleman in armor. Got it. You know where I could find him? I hear all kinds of rumors, cleric. Either he's cracked under pressure and started living as a fisherman or beggar on Waterlane, or he's died in the tunnels below fighting undead abominations, or he's jumped on a ship to Muletown. Maybe Lord Gorm wants to head out into the infinite wastes through Toll's Pass. Either way, I don't think you're gonna find him, cleric. But maybe there's some clues as to his fate somewhere here on Tolstad. Ba, ba, ba. Who knows? Sorry. Text. You know about the tea shop? It blew up! She looks shocked. People keep saying that. Right? Very strange. She gives you a shrug. Wasn't here. Not usually on Toastad over noontime. I'm more of a night gal, obviously. So I'm not much help, sadly. I've just heard the regular. But I can recommend talking to the kid at the kiosk upstairs. His brother comes in here often and I overhear him talking about it. Yes, I spoke with Arn. Great, I hope you didn't scare him too much. Kidding. Tell me about the owner. Drummer? He's a real piece of work. Like, I'm impressed that he kept that tea shop afloat for so long, but look, I just know rumors, okay? I love rumors. She leans in with a smirk. Same. Drummer kept the tea shop full of Asgalists, mostly young ones. But supposedly he'd been working with the freeze-striders on the side. Like some kind of spy, she laughs. Could you imagine? Found him on Water Lane in the warehouse. You... what? She bursts into a deep chuckle. That fool! So he really did try to run away from this mess. I won't blame him, though. Sometimes when things go awry, fleeing is the only logical business decision. Not that I've ever been there, she mutters and gives you a cheeky smirk. Think he blew up the tea shop himself? No. She shakes her head and repeats her answer. No, that bird couldn't make a ballsy move like that. Now, run away from it? For sure. That's what I'd expect. And indirectly, I'd be surprised if he's not at least a little to blame. Does he come here often? Nah, or... well, yeah, yes or no. Look, I see him around. He's not a regular, but when he does show up, he's loud and wants to perform, you know? She gestures, drumming on the counter. Not the greatest patron. That's it for now. Know anything about an elf on Tolstad? An elf on Tolstad? You go up the hill, you might find some. Near the Elysian Embassy, obviously, in the Palace District. Not here. Don't get elves here here often. In 3 years, we've never had an elf here. Like, actually none, to my knowledge at least. I don't know if I should tell her. Alright, another topic. Sure. Do you know a man called Frank, son of Frank? Your question causes her to let out a hearty laugh. I'm so happy I'm not the only one having to ask that stupid fucking question. No, I'm afraid I haven't. She eventually manages to tell you. Sorry, Cleric. She cannot help you. She probably gets hundreds of people using that fake name during any given week. Hear anything about masked assassins running around Tolstad? No. Sounds like a cult. They're trying to kill me. Oh no, that's not good. But I'm sure you'll be fine. The city is strong and eternal, right? They're actually quite bad assassins from what I could see. Oh, nothing to worry about then. Could it really be a cult? Wouldn't be the first, nor the last probably. We had that death cult a couple years ago that ran amok. What was it called? Blorg something? She remembers the Bolgorn blood cult. Remnants of a minor but powerful god that grew during the Coast War. They had an offshoot in Norvik when you were little. You heard about them a lot as the Earth God fought day and night to eliminate them under the city. Bulgorn. They were horrifying. They were! Then there's elemental cultists popping up every now and then, but most of them are pretty tame, or at least they stay deep enough underground to not bother citizens too much. He laughs. And who do you think keeps them there? Oh, I know it's you. You give them one angry stare like that and they're running back to their burrows, eh? The goblin mutters something under his breath. Tell me everything you know about these cult assassins. Of course, so she leans forward over the counter and stares at you. Your companion looks at her, then back to you. The fiend keeps staring. Wait. She gives you a serious expression and nods. She's making a joke. So you don't know anything then? She claps her hands together. Okay, cleric, that's all I know. Thanks for asking, though. Great. What's up with the, gesture towards the Sphinx? That's Ola's, great gal. She's a gyno Sphinx. She's been here since, like, early Gate era. But good luck getting more than that out of her. She always drink this much? Yeah, that's the only reason this place stays open. She lets us all hang around her sacred chamber, and in return I get her pumped on some river wine. Coast-wise, it's not that much worse than a regular city rent. Thanks for telling me about the Sphinx. No problem. Tell me about yourself. Please do dive on in, cleric. Anything in particular you'd like me to rant about? Tell me about your business. My favorite topic. Got several businesses, in fact. Some people call me a bit of a serial entrepreneur. So it's just a tavern, not an inn? Not an inn, sadly. I've been thinking of expanding, but as you might imagine, it's quite difficult, especially with all the wonderful complexities created by our dear Homelord, the magistrate handling construction, public works, housing, mapping, as well as sewers and waterworks. Currently held by Tanderdal Soderfelt in the housing district. If only the city held another city below Crusade. Then I might be able to dig out a few rooms, but for now, this is just a tavern. Though usually a local cat holds dance classes here once a week. That's paused during the election, though. Anyhow, I'm rambling. Did you want to know the story about how I procured this location? Tell me about everything, every detail. We'd be here all day. Oh gods. But I can do a quick rundown if you want. Sure. I started off in printing, believe it or not, so many years ago at this point. There was a great boom in the industry right when my horns were budding. Did you know we had over 12 papers in circulation at its peak? Crazy. I ended up with way more capital than I anticipated, which gave me the opportunity to invest quite heavily. And you know me, she says and winks. You do not. This woman is overly familiar for a living. Admirable. Took on a big risk for a big reward. A little bit of agriculture, a little bit of politics, signed some deals with the Free Striders, some with the agriculturalists, whatever they call themselves these days. My main business today is actually textile manufacturing. Started a mill 2 years ago with the most inspirational women you've ever met. Suffragettes, widows, immigrants, or Norvikians alike. An activist group formed by Dwarven women in the early days of the suffrage movement. When human women began joining the group, they eventually won over the palace and universal suffrage was ordered. We're building a new world of feminine industry. She's giving a chance to those who often cannot make their own wage. Wonderful. She must be making a shit ton of coin. Good for her. This tavern was born out of my meeting with Olziz. She nods her head in the direction of the Sphinx. Massive Sphinx at the end of the chamber. She's guarded this place for centuries, millennia, only knows how long. Even our good Lord Earth just let her be. Our Lord saw this divine being and allowed her to continue her sacred mission, but I managed to get her to open up a bit. A few drinks later, we've got a contract signed. To convince the Sphinx, a creature sent by the very high gods, to alter her life's mission, this woman must be highly persuasive. Today, it's a highly successful establishment, with patrons from all around the world. Things are a bit slow these days, with the whole tea shop drama, but alas, things will pick up soon again, I'm sure. That is not how you use alas in a sentence. Oh yeah, she talks so damn much, you barely even picked up on it. This fiend loves the sound of her own voice. Could be very useful. You devil or demon, fiend? Neither, you know. I suppose the city classifies me as a fiendish guest citizen, or whatever the legal definition is. That means she can vote, but she can't hold office. Interesting. But my blood origin is demon, like all the houses of fire. She does not like talking about this too much, which is why she stops herself from ranting any more than she already has. She winks and says, I try not to flaunt it too much. Tends to get the boys a bit too excited, you know. I don't know. Fair. How did you end up here? Long story. Oh god. I'll keep it short, as I'm sure you got better things to do. Essentially, family from Heiji, was born in Vorgeny, raised in reeds during the worst of the revolution. Left my family behind and came here to start anew. Now I'm building businesses left and right. Ascon is a wonderful land full of promise. I love it here. She leans in and smirks. Thank you so much for taking in an outcast like myself, cleric. She's hitting on you. Hit back. I flirt back? Yes! Impossible. You do not find her attractive. Boo. The red one is correct, but still. Boring. Oh, what is my type? Too big of a question to ask when you're awkwardly staring at this horned woman? Whatever, just say something. You've been staring at her silently for like 15 seconds now. You're welcome, citizen. I am! She shows her sharp teeth in a bright smirk. What's your mother's maiden name? She squints. Am I allowed to say that? Isn't that a curse thing? Like knowing the true name of a devil or something? No, it's the name of your mother-in-law you should keep secret. Really? No idea. I mostly just make shit up. Alright, well, let's just move on and I'll keep that a secret just in case, okay? She winks at you. You are unaffected by the wink. How do I get to the undercoast? I don't know. She points downwards. Head down until the gravity flips. Never been myself. No more personal questions. Aw, too bad. That's all for now. Pew, pew, pew. The Sphinx takes a sip from her barrel of wine. Little one, she says and looks right through you. You're a very impressive creature, you know that. Be going, think you great Sphinx, or do you give out riddles? Certainly. Are you ready? Rhetorical. Just wait. She finishes the last bit of her barrel and puts it down with a slam. Then the Sphinx leans in, hissing. Once I had the sun's favor, my creed clinged close to the wall. Matured in shadows, I've witnessed empires rise and fall. Once left in silence, now the life of the ball. She raises her paw and gestures to the open chamber. Yet I remain a draught of remembrance, a history's thrall. What am I? Easy. A lovely poem about a life's journey, how time changes all, even the simplest grape. Your companion smirks and gives a little chuckle. He knows. What do you think, Snell? The Sphinx turns to Snell with a frown. Oh, this seems like a personal riddle. For you, not for me. So I'm just gonna watch, alright? She nods. Can I think about this for a bit? No. Answer now or never. What happens if I get it wrong? She squints at you and raises her chin. Same as all those who wander these halls. You will lose everything, eventually. There is no threat here. She means your only pain upon failure will be existence itself, a mortal life. What do I get if I get it right? Satisfaction. How many guesses? Hopefully none, but you are allotted one answer. Is this a trick question sort of deal? No, just a normal riddle. Fuck. Oh, so close! You focus your mind to come up with something, anything that could be the answer to the riddle. It was a 50-50, god damn it. Something old and time-worn. That was once in the light, then lived in shadows for a long time before it became popular again. What could it be? Can I hear the riddle again? Look around the tavern to come up with something else to say. Please do not. Think about the riddle instead. If the Sphinx is lazy, the answer would be something nearby. Sphinxes. No, that is wrong. Yeah, that's fair. I didn't really pay attention. How terribly disappointing, although I suppose, yes? She gives you a strange look, the kind that says, I can make use of this fool. Is she going to eat you? Are you interested in a quest, little one? Absolutely 100%. Good. Then you must have another chance. Then you may have another chance to prove yourself. She gives you a serious expression. Accepting a divine quest from a sphinx is no trifling matter, mortal. In fact, few would survive such an ordeal. This is a chance to prove yourself to an ancient creature of myth and legend, and also look incredibly manly doing it. A quest? Indeed. Behind me stands a vault. It opens only to those worthy. She leans her massive head downwards, close enough for you to smell the wine breath. To prove worthy, you must solve my most ancient of riddles. So old it was handed to me when I first stepped inside this chamber millennia past. I am pretty great at questing. I'm sure you are, little one. Your companion whispers to you, you're going on an epic Sphinx quest now. Sure, why not? Not like we're on a job or anything. This is important, Snell. Maybe to you? No, really, it's very important to the job too. Convince me. I'll get to go inside the mystery vault. He sighs. Solving the tea shop mystery is one thing, but the vault could have anything behind it. He stares at you. Could even solve the tea shop mystery. He nods slowly. You're an idiot. Look, I won't stand in the way. Just don't waste too much time on it, okay? The Sphinx stares at your companion. A hero must face much adversity during his quest. She laughs to herself and takes a swig of wine. So what exactly is the Sphinx quest? This is a riddle, the answer of which is not uttered in words, but revealed by action. She goes quiet and closes her eyes. Found within the arcane flare, twin tongues of flame that scorch the air. She takes a breath, revealing a wicked grin, burrowed deep within the earth. A primal string to show your worth. Then she leans in, almost whispering those final words. Folk and gods and thronging herds, a man divine alone howls his words. Easy. You understand it immediately. Intelligence, DC 14 failure. Damn it, I should have put my int stuff on. I love riddles, but I have to think about this one. The answer is not something you can speak. She uses a massive claw to grab something off her pile of stuff and tosses it to you. Once you understand this riddle, return to me. You can only solve it during daytime, alone. We wouldn't want anyone else accidentally figuring out this riddle, would we? She glances at your goblin companion. She groans. The goblin groans. I'm not interrupting my job for that. Do it in the morning or something before you pick me up. The Sphinx chuckles. I never sleep, so you can show up any time after sunrise and before the tavern opens. What have you gotten yourself into? Sounds like this could lead to one hell of a treasure. Gonna leave. Blah. Intelligence. Tell me the riddle again? She chuckles. Many times as you want, cleric. A hint? You dare. Is that some kind of social taboo? She puts down her barrel of wine and leans in. You can ask questions, but no, you do not get a hint. Wow, what a cool distinction, Ulziz. Those are really different things. I'll have to do something with you to solve the riddle, right? No. She winces. Damn it, that was a hint. New rule, you get one hint. She can make new rules. Man, she's drunk. That was your one hint. It is not something to do directly with me. So not like in dialogue with you or whatever. Got it. Something like that. She sips on her wine, looking regretful. Has anyone else solved this riddle? Her smile fades. Only a handful of folk have been proven worthy to enter the vault during the eons I watched over it. I will only tell you more if you prove yourself worthy, of course. So I'm supposed to do something, not just answer with a regular old word, right? Correct. Do the actions I'm supposed to do have anything to do with? That would be a hint. No such questions, please. What are the actual fucking rules here? Where am I supposed to? No location-based questions. Guess I just have to try some stuff. Trial and error. Not the most silly tactic I've seen over the years. She shrugs again, her cat shoulders sliding smoothly up and down, which looks surprisingly funny with her whole feline body thing going on. She's attempting to appear mysterious. Now get back to it, little one. Be going now. An angel? Really?
Mm-hmm.
She wasn't weird. She had eyes, like glowing eyes, but actual eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And she wasn't floating? She wasn't floating, not always. So she could float. She talked to you? Yeah. Why? That's a good question, Sten. Like, actually. Why would you ever think about talking with a celestial? The lanky boy snaps his fingers and a bit of a spark appears. Let me start from the beginning, okay? Rollo crosses his arms. Go ahead. I was at the palace, around those fancy mansion apartments. Before you ask, my great-aunt lives there. Right, she was the old lady who was in the newspaper, Astrid Timberholm. Oh yeah, I read about that. She lived with mimics for a whole year, didn't she? Yeah, whatever, I'm telling a story. Here. He gets ready to speak. After visiting my Auntie Astrid, I walked across Micah Park, and I was like, snapping my fingers, and I heard her ask me for a light. I turned around, and I saw her sitting by the pond. This, celestial girl. White dress, glowing eyes, really, really good looking. Tully holds up his palms. Whatever floats your boat, man. She asks if I was a wizard. I say no, obviously. But she holds out one of those Regian tobacco sticks, so I light it with, he says and snaps his fingers, sending up a little flame into the air. We talk for a bit, just small talk. Was she nice to you? No. Yes? I don't know. What kind of question is that, Sten? Jesus. Jeez, a common slang, shortened from Jesus. Often used to exclaim a sense of shock or annoyance. Jesus! A titan who roamed Ascani during the Fade era, famous for his visual similarity to a goose, only a lot bigger. Some ancient monuments found in modern-day Visca seem to indicate that this titan died for the sins of all minor geese. We talk, she smokes her stick. When she's done, she asks me to burn the stump. I do. Like, in a cool way, too. I really nail it. Then what, she walks away? Yeah, but she also says, like, hey, thanks, I'll see you around. The three other boys look at him in silence. Earthness looks at each of them. What? That's good, right? That's practically like asking for a date. Look, she was a transcendental energy girl made out of pure light. Rollo pats him on the back. You were a shipyard boy. Just wasn't meant to be. Clear your throat loud and clear. Stan looks your way and says, oh, hello, cleric, sir. Rollo jolts, realizing you've been standing there for quite some time. Hey! You've created a scene. You boys aren't drinking, are you? What's this about a celestial? The lanky kid shakes his head profusely. No, nothing, I was joking around. Don't worry, kid. Cross-folk attraction is very valid in our progressive city of Norvik. You don't have to be ashamed of your interest, or, oh, really. The lanky kid looks distraught. She looks like a human, okay? It's not weird. Your goblin companion hides his face inside of his palms. Except the glow and the floating. Yes, but like 90% is just, hot girl. 90%. Oh god, it's this fucking kid. That's a lot of hot girl, or angels are not so different from us. It's a lot of hot girl. Yeah. Most hot girls don't even reach 90%, Rolla says, unable to keep a straight face. He sighs. No, okay, I'm sorry, Nis. I don't mean to be like that. I'm just saying you shouldn't obsess over some girl, angel or not, that you don't even know. Ah, you mean like you used to do over Medusa? Rollo's eyes show wide open daggers aimed at Sten's unflinching, naive smile. Excuse me, what? Nis says with a big smile, giving Rollo a double take. The lanky kid is happy to get the heat taken off him. Oh yeah, Rollo used to write letters to Medusa back in school. I remember that. Debate letters. She infuriates me. I am in ideological combat with her, nothing else. So dramatic. You love it. He looks over to you and adjusts his overalls. I just want to keep the record straight, Cleric. They're just trying to mess with me. That's not a thing. He's just like you. Hells yeah, kid. Hold up your fist for a bump. I'm also scared of women. Marissa is human, isn't she? So you're okay with that, I see. Or, so you guys just sit here gossiping about girls all night, do you? That's not what... The lanky kid lets out a wheezing laughter. Huh? Was that supposed to be a secret? Nah, don't worry about it, Sten. Rollo turns back to you. Can we talk about literally anything else, please? Hey, you clearly started it, kid, Snell tells him, also laughing. Boys aren't drinking, are you? We're in a tavern, we have crowns. Sten Buskin starts looking around like a lost child. Then he leans over to Tolly loudly and loudly asks we're allowed to drink, right? Tolly nods and gives him an old K sign. The cutoff age is 16, isn't it? Rollo points toward his friend. It is. Is it? It is. What are you gonna do? Throw us out? The boys laugh, nervously. Earth did make sure anyone 16 or older would be allowed to be served alcohol in any establishment in Norvik. Originally, he wanted to make a full-on ban, however, for obvious reasons. Nah, keep drinking, I'm cool with it. Oh, alright, cool. He looks to his buddies, they all shrug. Cool, cool. Some personal questions. Personal? Can we do it in a rapid-fire fashion? We kind of want to get back to having fun. Okay, get ready for rapid fire questions or no? No? Okay, fine. Rapid fire questions, here we go. What are your views on the Bone Purge? The anti-zombie law? Yeah, it's good. Yeah, my dad kept his job thanks to it. He almost lost his job to a zombie. It was a skeleton, but whatever. You like the music in here? Yeah, Nearly is really good. I'm inclined to agree. She's one of the good ones. Oh my fucking god. Rollo. You hear your companion audibly groan in the back. You have any dirt on Rick Spider? Dirt? She's way nicer than you might think. I know she donates a bunch of money to the Lady Fair Church. Like a lot. That could be interesting. That could be useful if I want to push her buttons later. Okay. Where do you boys live? Around. I live in Northern Housing. Yeah, same. I live near the Flip, if you've heard of it. Our landlord sucks ass. Oh yeah, Dinkleberry, right? Yeah, Dinkleberry. Jesus, even his name stinks. What are your favorite pastimes? The goth kid shrugs. I like bicycles. Me too. I like drawing. He mutters to himself, why am I admitting this? Very good. Thank you for spilling all your secrets. I've actually been secretively placing you under a zone of truth spell all along. What? The boys look around, shocked. You're not allowed to just... I'm joking. Oh, they calm down. Not funny. A bit funny. Okay, a bit funny. That's it. I'm done. Cool. See ya. Oh, this is very funny. You approach your companion. Cool place. You come here often? Sometimes. It's not exactly the best tavern in the city, but it's alright. Oh yeah? Yeah. That title goes to the flip for sure. I'm friends with Orbina, the owner. Great gal. Haven't been. It's right at the intersection of housing and the palace. Half the ceiling is flipped, like gravity flipped, hence the name. It's a cool gimmick on its own, honestly. Anyway, I enjoy the place. When we're done here, and you don't piss me off too hard, I'll take you there. Sounds good. Sweet. No drinking, of course, but you'll enjoy the food, I'm sure. Want to sleep in the guard tower with me? I'm good. A true statement. Such a goody gold grove. Goody Gold Grove, a classic Demonorian fairy tale about a boy who was so good he exploded, literally, and that's only slightly paraphrased. Is it because the guard tower is nasty, or because you don't want to have a slumber party with me? He thinks about it for a second. Then he says, 20% number 1, 80% number 2. That's how long you spent in the bathroom. That's how long I spent in the bathroom. The goblin stares at you, then laughs. Good one. Quick-witted for once. For once, don't ruin the moment. But don't worry. I'm sure you'll enjoy that tower as long as she isn't there. Agreed. She gives me the creeps. Or do you have something against my celestial roommate? Angels creep me out. They just do. Really? I read the situation wrong then. Just be careful is all I'm saying. Don't want someone powerful like her on your bad side. Let's go. He avoids looking at you actively. Hello. He glares at you. The hooded goblin glances at you as you approach. We do not enjoy your company. Still can't get over it. I mean, an elf in a tea shop? It's like the start of some dumb riddle. He grunts and scratches his chin. I hate riddles. I need sleep. See you tomorrow, cleric. Stand alone in the tower. Time to sleep. The drunk sphinx has offered you another riddle. If you solve it, you will gain access to her vault. Are you up to the challenge? The sphinx hints that the only way to solve her riddle is to perform some type of action, something beyond the scope of a simple dialogue. Take root. You've expressed some opinions lately. I have. Now you will listen to true reason. You see, what all this has been is an opportunity, one to share this tumultuous part of yourself with others. So now that part lives out there. It will stay there for some time, collectivizing into the zeitgeist, growing, decaying, until it festers into an unimaginable beast of bureaucracy. So now that part lives out there. It will stay there for some time, collectivizing into the zeitgeist, growing, decaying until it festers into an unimaginable piece of bureaucracy. Got it. Okay, hold on. That, in its nature, is an election, a general election of leadership and governance. It is, of course, a complete farce. Why is it a farce? Because no one seeks answers, only power. The true order was corrupted and betrayed long ago. What's the true order then? During the Arcane era, it was men who rose above all else. Wizards, with unimaginable power, used a perfect system of meritocracy to lift themselves up and build empires. These great men fell when the rules betrayed them. Their powers stifled. Their minds corroded. The Coast War was bloody and sealed the fate of this order. Great men? What about great women? It's not as simple as that. There are many reasons why men rule among humans, just like there are many reasons why humans rose above all others during the Arcane era. One day you will tackle this topic thoroughly, with statistics. It is not this day. Why is it a farce? BBB. They deserved to fall. They were tyrants. Tyrants, you say? No. If you look upon history with meek eyes, you will see these men could have been tyrants. All of them philosopher kings. Why do I feel the need to ask strangers about their voting choices all the time? Because of your intellectual curiosity. Keep asking. Eventually their weak facade will fall off. The truth being only a disappointing allegory for morality, the search for agency, for meaning. You know it well. No. What you do is seek support. Your brothers and sisters have different thoughts than yourself. You wish to mingle yours with theirs. That is healthy. You ask to tell, to share the knowledge. Norvik is for the earth folk. Humans must come first. This is your city. You ask a lot of different reasons. You ask for lots of different reasons. Number one being because democracy is exciting. The new world is exciting. Vote Freestrider, March 27th, 27 PE. Attempt to ask yourself for real this time. What should I vote in the election? Ask. Do this, receive an answer, but do not regret your inquiry. Seriously, what should I vote for? Ask your intelligence. Being blunt is healthy. As such, you should listen to the following well. There is no good choice here. None whatsoever. What about the Arcanist Party? It does not exist. Or rather, it might as well not. You know of Old Man Prax and his gathering of so-called wizards. However, branding a political party around the abhorred ideology of the previous era is not an intelligent idea. And to that Old Man Prax's imbecilic behavior, you've got a failed party for idiots. Fuck it. What about the goddamn Asgalists? If a dozen dwarves knocked on your door and asked you to hand over all your wealth with the promise that it would be returned when you really needed it, would you trust them? Fuck yeah, I love dwarves. That is how they get you. Asgal was a simple underground dwarven male, born during the Divine Era. He was a dwarf who came from nothing but resentment and anger. It is not clear whether or not he was truly a demigod, but in his death, he had left a ruined empire in his wake. Millions starving. A 1,000-year legacy of dwarven history destroyed. He wanted to take the amazing riches gathered by the many dynasties of the Lower Empire and simply hand them out to the population. An idealistic revolutionary. Some see him as as precursor to the Free Strider movement, but in comparison, miraculously, the Free Striders look somehow competent. Dwarves beneath Ascani never recovered from Asgal. Today his followers are known as exiles, since they are not allowed to even mention his foul name underground. Yet here in our city we allow Asgalists to gather and share their toxic ideal freely? We are lucky they do not have the same kind of backing the Free Striders have. That would be the end of everything you hold dear. This Asgal fella sounds like my kind of dwarf. Then perhaps you are more lost than I originally thought. So I shouldn't vote at all? That is up to you. It would certainly be cowardly to not make a decision at all. It might even anger many, although being apolitical would certainly allow you to circumvent any disrupting situations. Truly, it is up to you. Though remember, it is as intellectually dishonest to take a position of neutrality due to fear of saying the wrong thing as it is to take a position for your own gain. True genius speaks true, listens, then speaks again. I could vote for the Free Striders and allow the opportunists of New Dimenor strangle this city, ancient city even more so. They already own most of it. Giving them de jure power would not change much, I agree, but it doesn't matter how much they promise to keep Norvik independent. If they win, they will surely incorporate it into their Free City agreement. At first through legal loopholes, then through the guise of increasing wealth, then by simple lack of animosity among the populace. The Free Strider revolution is a poison. It is already in your veins. I will vote for the Nationalists, then. The Nationalist Party of Norvik is a stale relic of theocracy and bureaucratic fascism, the ideology of nationalism, born during the fall of the megocracies in Old Dimenor. The term originates from the Gnomish fascio, which means something akin to a collection of warriors. Ever since their demigod Earth died, they have been about as efficient as a dwarf on a bicycle, their city decaying so much in these decades they willingly organized an election. It is as if they subconsciously understand their decadence, crafting exactly what they deserve. Like a weak man who smiles as his wife crushes his ego day after day. The Nationalists are ruining this fine city. Agreed, but in what way? They are weak. There's more to it than that, but yes. I disagree with that. I just needed to get out of the dialogue. The immigrants option was wrong. Fine, I'm ready. Social democracy is the only ideology that does not trample upon the safety of the working person. Asgalism, as it appears in Norvik, is good. True good. Your stomach rumbles. The agrarians are not even represented. This is very upsetting to your gut. Tell me more about Nationalist. Humans first. Fallen Earth's legacy. Extra proficiency roles when speaking with humans. Tell me more about Free Strider. Free trade, prosperity, democracy. Short, good shit. Gain 10% additional discount in all purchases. Tell me more about Asgalists. For your brothers and your sisters, for everyone below you. To flatten this uneven city, to make everything just and good. It is a simple dream. Asgalism. Whenever you take damage, move one step forward on a secret 3-step counter. One step, a thesis d20 die. On step 1, a thesis d20 die is thrown. On step 2, if the damage you took is higher than the thesis die, an antithesis d4 die is thrown. On step 3, the damage you took is lowered either by 1 or by the antithesis die if you rolled 1 during step 2. This is synthesis somehow. The next time you take damage, return to step 1. Step 1. What the fuck? It is quite simple. Essentially, you must perform a 3-step process of crafting, meeting, and unity. That is how we grow. Tell me about Arcanist. Magocracy, led by you, the greatest wizard of the coast. Whenever you use your last spell slot of any level, roll 1d100. If the result is lower than your natural intelligence, you regain that spell slot. Tell me, Agrarian. The way of the earth. Hungry. Whenever you pick up food, if you roll 1d20. If you get 16 or higher, you get an additional food item. I'm about apolitical. Objectively smart. Be whatever you need to be to win. Increases proficiency in rolls by 1. This amount is increased to 10 on any election day. Oh, that sounds good, but I'm choosing Asgalist. You will make the world better. You feel a great deal of knowledge from dealing with this burning question in your heart. Good talk. Proficiency. Give Snell. Oh my gosh. I think I have to give up Lady Fair. Actually, no. I don't want to put it on yet. You look over a thick pile of documents, each adorned with a symbol of a fish. Official city documents could contain useful information. See the size of this pile? It'd take hours to go through it all. Top secret documents archived by city clerics over many years. You have the right to look over it, through and skim. Documents are not very organized. However, as your eyes glance over titles, reports, and statements made over decades, you do find a few that catch your attention. Sweeping your gaze over the pile, you immediately stop at a bill of sales. A sale by the city to the Ascani Reeds Trading Company. Looking for an official palace seal, you find a note with the sentence, "Sage leaf must be contained," within. The older files focus on the oldest. That's where you'll find interesting perspectives. Obviously, just look for any mention of the tea shop. However, be careful. Each attempt to analyze a document will take time out of your day. You should look at the top document, the one simply called Asgal's. I'll check the massively complicated bill of sales. Maybe that document mentioning Sage Leaf, that can be interesting. What about the old ledger? Let's check out that short report entitled Tolstad Tea Shop Fire. It's a single page going over the official statement regarding the tea shop incident of the 21st of March. You spend 30 minutes looking over through the report. There's some interesting details here, mostly things you've heard before. However, one detail that sticks out is that several people do mention a man in yellow leaving the scene. Yeah. Interesting, likely not your culprit. Avoiding authorities could be relevant. We already didn't need to spend that much time on that. Well, Beyond Reads by Meriadoc Moonwatch. You open it hoping for an interesting take on coastal travel. Instead, you are immediately met by a pop travel guide. Oh no. It's written by famous freestrider Meriadoc Moonwatch, a trade prince of the Free Cities, name of a high corporation in Thazan Reeds, one of the largest industrial conglomerates across the coast. The introduction is styled as a personal note to the reader. Moonwatch uses a very casual language to convince you of his expertise. It's also filled with Free Strider propaganda. It's only propaganda if you disagree with it. False. Bzzzt, incorrect. That is actually true. Bzzzt, incorrect. No. It can be propaganda if you agree with it. At least this helps spread Free Striderism across the coast. Can't read this shit. No, you cannot. This is trite, so I should close it. Yeah, might be for the best. Close the tome. On the wall you see a classic copper calendar. Most households in Norvik have one. Your mom had one that would glow on birthdays. It's spinning ever so slowly. The outer wheel moves one full step every day. The middle wheel moves every month. The inner moves every year. This one seems special. It keeps track of both the seasons of Askan, Reeds, and Vorjani, as well as all major Earthfolk holiday. What day is it? Outer wheel tells you it's March 23rd. When's the election? In 4 days. What's the current month? Calendar's middle wheel is showing March as the current month. That's the 3rd month. It is, well done. That means it's still winter in Askan, yet the weather is incredibly fair. It has been this way most of your life, but it apparently did not used to work like this. Back in the day, in the previous era, seasons changed upon their designated days, and not a moment before. It could apparently cause quite the whiplash. What year does it say it is? The inner wheel is very still on the piece of copper saying 27, post-war. It has always been easy to keep track of how old you are thanks to that. You decide when the new era begins. Magically attuned items and timekeeping spells will keep time in regards to the eras which shift for reasons beyond anyone's understanding. Anyone's but yours, most likely. So one day, all the timekeeping spells just magically shift to show a new era? Yes. Cool. It is. Since the era is just as old as I am, does that mean I'm the chosen one? No. It is entirely an unremarkable coincidence. Maybe in your heart. Who decides on the names of the eras? The eras have no objective names. They are chosen by each culture differently. In Norvik, the common era type is simply to follow the Riesian common structure, which is Gate era 3,000 years, Fade era 1,100 years, Divine era 379 years, Arcane era 511 years, Post-War era 27 years ongoing. The 5th and current era, only 27 years in, but often seen as an era of mending after the brutal Post-War. Many suggest it will be an era of ideologies, struggle to determine the next dominant force on the coast. Kate era is the earliest era, right? Yes. From the creation of the coast of Yor to the closing of the gates at the end of the Gate War. A term for the closing of the gates, the event which ended the Gate era, occurred exactly 2,027 years ago. Fade era is that time when all the ancient creatures died, right? More or less. It was the era when the powerful creatures trapped after the gates shut struggled for dominion while losing connection with their outer gods. This was an era of giants, genies, dragons, and great apparitions. Divine era is a short one. That's the feudal era, right? Indeed. While short in comparison, almost 4 centuries is a long time in times of great change. This was when mortal gods, walking gods, ruled the coast, when great kingdoms rose and great empires conquered vast lands, or, as you say, feudalism and barbaric governments. Arcane era was a bit longer. That's when the Arcanists rose and fell, right? It was an era marked by man's power and corruption, when God's influence waned in juxtaposition with the might of the esoteric. And the post-war era has just begun. We will see how long it lasts. You will most likely not see its end. Good to know. Indeed. Look at the seasons marked around the wheel. You see the months and seasons marked into the copper plate. Gorgony, Vorzhony summer. Feltony, Reedsian spring, 1st. March, Vorzhony autumn, 22nd. Beltan, Ascani spring, 3rd. Reedsian summer, 1st. DC, Vorzhony winter, 20th. Thussy, Reedsian autumn, 1st. Cronus, Ascani summer, 28th. Ingarmi, Vorzhony spring, 14th. Alter, Ascani autumn, 14th. Somil, Ascani winter, 7th. Reedsian winter, 1st. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 months. Winter begins on the last month, the 7th of the last month, until the 3rd of the 4th month. Spring is from the 3rd of the 4th month until the 28th of the 7th month. And then summer is from then to the 14th of the 9th month. So short autumn, long winter, long spring, shorter summer, very short autumn. It only mentions 3 other bands. What about the rest? A list of all 8 bands would be excessive. You saw a true season calendar once. It was in the palace long hall. The great wheels turned by use of some ancient esoteric force, and every band had its season marked clearly on the glowing plates. A glorious magic item. My birthday is on the 13th of Cronus. It is! Do I have to keep track of this? It would be ridiculous for a grown man to not know the names of the months. Don't worry, no one will ask you to remember the months. Alright, every band's season shifts on different days. That's confusing. It is. But don't worry, you have never left Ascon in your life, and you never will. Okay, good. Neat. You do. Check out the holidays. You look at the various holidays marked into the copper plate. Gorgony, Earth's passing, 7th. Feltony, Festive Took, 17th. March, Great Migration, 5th. Beltan, Blood Night, 1st. Seven Silence, 7th. DC, River Run, 3rd. Giant's Crown, 23rd. Folk's Feast, 15th. Cronus, Toll's Dance, 28th. Ingarmi, Phoenix Watch, 16th. Elter, Tornus Flame, 14th. The Ascent, 26th. Robe Light Night, 2nd. Fast of Took, in remembrance of the tribulations of the earth folk, back in old Dimenor, a feast is held. The most devout would abstain from sustenance for 36 hours in preparation. Look at that. Look at the marking that says founding of Norvik. The calendar says 468 Arcane Era. The Arcane Era was 511 years. Since it is currently the 27th year of the post-war era, that means Norvik was founded 70 years ago. We'll probably not reach 100. Don't say that. Don't ever say that. Earth City will live for 1,000 years. You blue knave. Keep telling yourselves that. The Arcanists could not reach more than half a millennia. This city has no chance in all the hells. That, you feel, is guaranteed. Okay, that's all her now calendar. You approach the shrine. Pray. Contemplate the Sphinx's riddle. An ancient creature who guards a door to nothing. She does this for fun. You are not the first to complete it. If you do, it will unveil something great. But the answer is not in dialogue. You will have to cast magic to show your prowess. Finish your prayer. Bless. Charm person. Cure wounds. Grease. Bark skin. Enhance ability. Prayer of healing. Okay, well, first thing. This is concentration. So, bless is concentration. So person is not. Common language is situational. Good apple. Enhance ability. Behold, a fine place to sleep, relatively speaking. I want to go outside a little bit. Is a cat here? Yes. Hello, cat. Pet the cat. You again. Sir Trevon responds as you finish casting the spell. Don't disturb me for too long, brute. Thank you for your time. Whoa, what the hell? Huh? Up in the air, 10 or so feet over the moonlit grassy field, you peer at the outline of a bubble. It sits fixed, wobbling by the push of some unknown force, clearly not affected by wind or anything else material. An esoteric pocket in the making. Look closer. It is still forming. Remember the alcohol pocket? That thing started out just like this. If you really want to find out what kind of pocket it'll be, you'll probably have to waste some time here. But that could be neat. Could be a chance to impress the goblin. Turn him even more into your loyal follower or something akin. Your past experience tells you an approximate time, 1 hour. In 1 hour, it'll form into something solid. I should make sure this doesn't turn into a major issue. Yes, it is your duty. Actually, this time this shit's even mentioned in your contract. To spend a full hour watching it? An esoteric pocket is unreasonable. If you leave for a second, it might be gone or go completely out of control. You know well, the esoteric is much impacted by surrounding sentience. If a thinking mind is near, if it is observed, the pocket will act more rationally. Spend 1 hour. Late night hours, real fun time to stay out on Tolstad. A cool ocean gust, come far from Yours Point. Entering your helm, leaving your face numb. This is the kind of night heroes are created. The kind when dark forces emerge from the chasms to be beaten back by the bellowing horns of the light. Focus on the pocket. Norvik has a recorded rate of 0.15 rate of DEPFF. DEPF. Daily Esoteric Point Foundation. Hello, Kuro. Oh. Oh wait, is that you, Andrew? That is. Hey, how you been? Sorry, I've been reading a lot. I wasn't looking at chat. Been alright. This game is a lot of fun, and I wanted to document my experience of it. Gotcha. Yeah. This game was compared a lot to Disco Elysium, which is one of my favorite games of all time, and it's also got a lot of D&D mechanics and stuff, and I am having a great time with it. This rate... Yeah. It came out in March this year. This rate is similar to other coastal cities. Few of these pockets result in anything above a 1-star danger rating as well. The current rate for anything higher, 1 in 10. Thus, this pocket before you will arguably not result in anything dangerous or interesting. But it's still your job to deal with it. If someone finds out you didn't deal with this pocket and it turns into like a 4-star lava biome or something, you're screwed. Yeah, very, very new. You might be able to wriggle your way out of that trouble. But really, considering how many people know you're here on this specific piece of Tolstad right now for the investigation. Look up. Above the shimmering pocket, far up, you see the moon. The light of the night, the great source of power that moves alone across the night sky. It has a different color and follows different movement in each band. In Ascani, it is light blue and stays in the sky for far longer than the rest. Alone, in that ever-wide expanse, a blot of light as wide as your thumb on an outstretched fist. Circling around the white, its blue-hued ring. It shines particularly bright on this cloudless night. Even this grassy field, the roof of the garden, which holds no glowstone nor everlasting flame, is so brightly illuminated that you have no trouble seeing each individual dewy blade of grass as you plant yourself on top of them. This spot, this is where you will wait. Stare at the pocket. Isn't there a saying about this? Something about not staring at esoteric pockets? The strange remains in the shadows while the eyes on folk lay upon it. That's the one. Close your eyes, maybe fall asleep. Cold, rigid, wet, hard. Despite this, your body screams for rest. Don't fall asleep? Your question is met with silence. as time passes before and beyond. At this, an instant for the man in the eternal pool. A man? What man? Never mind. A distraction, a tingle, growing, awaken. Your intuition was correct, as always. You waited 1 hour, and now you get to witness this esoteric event. It is forming. It has become... No, it is you, flail. It is a gravity pocket, a mild one. Focus. Unless you want to be floating around up here for hours, it's time to perform a feat of gravitational acrobatics. Think instead. This pocket is not one of reverse gravity, otherwise you would have already hit the top. No, this is a gravity nullifier. You are weightless in this pocket. Use this to your advantage. Everything is unstable. You can sense it in the pocket's shell. You must make it lower before it ends, or you will hurt yourself in the fall. You drift higher. He is speaking with himself. Figure out how to descend, or reach for the edge of the pocket. Figure out how to descend. Big money, no whammies. Nice. Pocket sand. What? It's simple. You throw some pocket sand upwards with force. The particles act as equal and opposite. Okay. Grab in your pockets, then toss gravel upwards. You do so, scattering the pebbles and dust scattering the pebbles and dust into the air like 1,000 little glimmering gems against the utterly black night sky. Then you descend, just according to plan. The moment you touch Earth, the pocket destabilizes. It shorts out. The bubble pops. Gravity returns to normal. You lie on the wet grass. Get up while groaning. You are discombobulated, but you are whole. Look up. The pocket is gone. The world returns to normal, without that esoteric feeling, just grass, moon, cold air. Complete calm and quiet. Grass beneath your feet is cold and wet, regular cold and wet. Take a deep breath, then leave. Woo! Yoink. Curious if Duck is still in here. He's not. Whoa, who are you? Jehnine, clanless. Yeah. One of the very cool things about this is like all of the stats are not just their like D&D counterparts. They all have more to them. So, strength is not just strength, but it's also the search for meaning, religion, and masculinity. Dex is avoiding consequences, self-interest, and freedom. Con is your gut feeling, bodily truth, and stubbornness. Int is the search for power, ego, and memorization. Wisdom is your esoteric understanding, empathy, and femininity. And charisma is social manipulation, force of personality, and the desperate need for love. So they all have more going on. And like Disco Elysium, yes, spiritual strength. Like Disco Elysium, they all chime in your head when you interact with things. Yeah. Intelligence is the wizard stat pretty much, and is very self-absorbed. There's a hold on. Honestly, I'm gonna save real quick. I'm gonna quit to menu really quick so I can show you this. So if you go to make a new game, there's different descriptions for each of the stats. So strength measures your natural body prowess alongside a testosterone-fueled mindset. As a man, it is only proper for you to hone your figure and its capabilities, but why? The search for meaning is as vital as the struggle towards competency. Luckily, you already know your cause: to protect the innocent, to lead the weak, to sacrifice until nothing but your bones hit the pavement, to literally die. Become a zealot, regain your honor, set out on your divine mission. And then it has uses. Higher strength allows you to equip extra items, be violent and or manly, useful in encounters, religious fervor and aesthetic nationalism, and increased manhood. And then the role: a high strength cleric votes for the party of Norvik, prays to his dead god, uses brute force on puzzles, punches big bad evil guys in the face, wants to become a real human hero, loves quests, simple as. A low-strength cleric is a weak, sniveling rat, bows to anyone stronger, can't handle the banter, gives up when the going gets tough, is afraid of women, doesn't care about quests. And then, intelligence measures your ability to recall, store, and process information. It is your logical receptacle and calculator. It is only proper for you to hone this pulsating mass within your skull. But why? Simple, pure, unadulterated ego. Knowledge rules the world, so too shall you one day lead the weak. Bring your genius to the masses. If they do not bow, they do not deserve you. You know everything about the past, therefore it is only rational you will truly know the future as well. Enlighten the ignorant masses. And then higher lets you prepare more spells, think, plan, and execute an actual plan, complete magocratic, return with a V, vote for yourself, be a genius without peers. A high intelligence cleric votes for the best wizard, you. Despises and envies the gods, solves every mystery with ease, masters arcane magic, spouts historical facts for hours, is dismissive towards those lesser, and knows everything. A low intelligence cleric knows nothing, is both ignorant and confident, oh no, makes up tidbits to seem smart, is barely sentient, cannot intentionally solve mysteries, is an idiot, duh. So, as you can see, each stat comes with pros and cons for being high in it and low in it. Yes. Wisdom is the stat that I chose to prioritize. Higher wisdom lets you empower your spells, be kind and see the good in all folk, egalitarian hope of the Asgalian working class, there are no big bad evil guys. A high wisdom cleric votes for the Asgalian Workers' Party. Yes. Hates nothing except hierarchies, embraces his feminine side, follows his bleeding heart, masters primal magic, reads body language like a champ, notices all details. And then a low wisdom cleric is an obvious fool, misreads cues all the time, does not think about the lower class, does not get people, fails at spotting traps, is not aware of where he is, like what's going on here. I'm so confused. But yeah. Who is this? Okay, it's a charisma, so we need... Nice. Halfling Ford Folk, chaotic good, level 1 factory worker. A halfling, one of many who lives in Norvik, especially after the Golden Line. She is a hard worker, one of few talents but much hardiness. Support her in her struggle against capital. A boot, that is what she rages against, not in the activist sense, but in the sense of an ever-changing daily grueling toil. Have I played Scarlet Hollow? No, I've not. What's Scarlet Hollow about? Our work never ends. She would prefer to not be engaged in all this messiness. Alas, how else will she keep her wage up? How else will she survive in a world where food gets more expensive while the point of material break comes closer by the hour? Strength 7, Dex 14, Con 13, Intelligence 9, Wisdom 9, Charisma 9. Very interesting. Bless up. Oh, this is charisma. Well, it didn't really end up mattering. Oh god, we have no space. Strength. Choice-based VN with horror aspects. You pick traits for your character to have it, and it unlocks different dialogue and choices. Interesting. I'm never super into horror games, but there's a gotcha. There is a visual novel with horror elements that I've been meaning to play for a while called Echo. That friends of mine played and really liked. Yeah, I've been meaning to play Slay the Princess as well. I'll get to it eventually, but I'm probably gonna try and finish this and then play the new game from the Disco Elysium, the company that made Disco Elysium, that's called Zero Parades for Dead Spies. I've heard interesting things about it, and I want to play it and form my own opinions about it. Okay, so strength, then dex. Con. Int. Wisdom and charisma. I want my you But yeah, I definitely Echo. Hold on, let me pull up. Echo. Yeah, Echo is a horror visual novel about a small isolated desert town located somewhere in the southwestern states. It's like psychological horror, and I've heard really good things about it, so I want to play that and Slay the Princess at some point. And now Scarlet Hollow is on my radar for sure. I'm probably going to wait until it's out of early access. I generally don't like playing early access games too much. I want to get the full experience, you know. Alright, let's chat.
Mm-hmm.
You see a halfling girl standing by the shrine. She gives you a tired glance. Hey. Hey. She groans and rolls her eyes. Can you leave me alone? She's waiting for someone and wants you to leave. However, there's something else, heavy on her heart. It hurts. Refuse. You stand your ground before the halfling. Her angsty eye rolls hit you hard, but there are nothing for your nerves of steel. I refuse. Ugh. Fine, stay or go, I don't care. Translation, fuck off, I care a lot. Is there anything I can help you with? She shrugs. Can I have some crowns? Sure, how much? I don't know, 50 crowns. I don't have. I need to get my book back, so no. Fascist. The hell? She shrugs. The halfling just stares at you. What are you waiting for? I'm not waiting for anyone. So you're just hanging out here, at night, by yourself. She glares at you. Sounds pretty sad, not gonna lie. Screw you! Her rage almost makes her growl at you. I'm waiting for my boyfriend, okay? And when he gets here, he's gonna kick your ass. I'm so scared. Is that sarcasm? Good. Excuse me, I was being sarcastic. She stomps her foot into the hard stone. Go! Oh no, I better run. I don't want to leave. What do you want? She leans over, looking nervously behind you. She is waiting for someone. Done for now. Da, da, da. I wonder if the owl is still open, because I want to get my book back. I've got the crowns for it, right? Yeah, 179. Let me through. Oh my god. Rat. Hatch on the door swings open. Hew. Back for the book. Good, now pay 100. Great. You toss in all 100 crowns from your pouch of holding, and out of the slot in the door you see the end of a paper-wrapped book. Phoenix folio completed. Take it. You open the wrap, discovering a wildly bound book. Its paper smelling like a fresh, damp forest. Yet it is easy to use. Opening it reveals a series of primal patterns. It is quite frankly a masterpiece of esoteric delight. Feels tingly to your touch, extremely esoteric. You are happy, I can see it. The yellow eyes tilt to the side as they peer at you from the slot. Now be on your way, and mention my services to your clerical friends. I am the best, you see. That needs to be known. Will do, General. Stare at your book. Anything else before you leave? No? Beep beep boo. My book! Fuck yes. now I can... The tool of an arcane cleric, remade in a green image. It is the folio of a druid. It seems, with the insides covered in primal iconography. You have a feeling your patriarch at the towers would flip out if he saw this amazing work of art. While equipped, it allows you to prepare additional spells. +2 wisdom adds your proficiency to your max prepared spells. Let's go. Very good. Excuse me. We can unequip this now, since we only need this plus to our wisdom. And what would we benefit from equipping? Intelligence, charisma, dexterity. You hold up the pebble. Send a message to Snell and explain where you are. Can you come meet up with me? Send a message to Snell. Hey, you up? Send a message to Lady Sageleaf. Hi, Lady Sageleaf. I'm working on the tea shop. Just wanted to check in and let you know that everything's good. Hey, Olziz, got any cool riddles that fit into 30 words or less? Hey, any news? Viskin, it's the cleric. I'm just calling to let you know I got a pebble of sending. Cool, huh? Hello, Miss Merchant. I can send pebble messages now. Isn't that cool? Do you have any new wares? Oh, nothing new today, sadly. I'm still only working to sell the goods I've got, but please do stop by if you want to browse. The message ends. It's the cleric. I'm just calling to let you know I've got a pebble of sending. Cool, huh? Very cool. Message ends. The things he puts up with. You didn't disturb him now, did you? Send a message to Rick Spider. Hey, any news? Cleric. Oh, it is you. How lovely to hear you sending a message here. Or out of nowhere. Or is it a pebble? It seems more like a pebble. Really? The message ends. Hey, Liz, got any cool riddles that fit into 30 words or less? Are you sending me, cleric? Not sure how I feel about that. But a riddle? Sure. How about this? Feed me. I live. Water me. I die. What am I? See ya, Andrew. Have a good one, man. Sorry I didn't see your message. Her 30-word limit cut right out at the end, and the answer is, yes, you know it. Fire. Suddenly, you hear Oliz's voice in your mind again. Sorry, ran out there. Sending you now. The answer is fire, as I'm sure you figured out. I have to say, sending is not an ideal way to hand out. Her sending ends. You feel it, the roaring rage of a gynosphinx yelling out her frustrations at failing to keep it under the word limit. You can now reply. Yeah, I guessed fire. Then, I kinda like it, and thanks for the riddle. Your reply ends. Hi, Lady Sageleaf. I'm working on the tea shop. Just wanted to check in and let you know that everything's going good. What in the fuck are you thinking? You dare send me a pebble message? In the middle of the gods be damned night? You must be out of your damn mind, human. This message ends. Rough crowd. No. I don't want to disturb Snell. Interesting. He's gone. Your fate one day. Leave it. Prepare spells. Bless. Cure wounds. Charm person. Inflict wounds. Grease. Shield of face. Speak with animals. Prayer of healing. Enhance ability. And either bark skin. Damage is halved. Before you lies a bedroll. Can I go to sleep now? Yes, your body is weary. Why do I have to go to sleep? That's the spirit. If you stay awake for more than 48 hours, you will die, which is not good for your physical health. You should go to bed now. Taking a long rest restores your hit points, hit dice, lowers your exhaustion to 0, and returns your spent spell slots. A long rest lasts 8 hours, and you can take one after 2000 each day. 2000 hours each day. Really, what is this thing? It's a bed. It doesn't look like a bed. Leather bound and filled with ox clippings. Somewhat soft. A bed roll. I see, like one of those things adventurers use in sleeping on a journey. Yes. Real man can sleep anywhere, including this rugged piece of rug. At least there's no snoring here. Remember the barracks? You hear only wind here. And the occasional giant seagull call. It will be a good place to rest. Lie down, take a long rest. Lay down on your bedroll, finding sleep difficult. As you stir, you think about your quest, the star witness, the man in yellow. Frank, son of Frank. It might just be a dead end. That you've got a distinct feeling that he's lurking somewhere below. And poor drummer, trying to ship himself off into the unknown. Smart of you to keep him around. You'll probably get a chance to talk with him again before the election. Hey, Dodio. I'm about to end stream soon. Then there's the question of the elf. This was supposed to be a simple job. No casualties, no pressure. Just some angry goblins in a ruined tea shop. Now it appears to be anything but. So many loose threads, but don't worry, you've got time. It's time to delve deeper, past the below. Among its many secrets, some path has to go deeper. Before you know, 8 hours have passed. You successfully complete your long rest. Why is Etier in my apartment? Oh, right. We share this space. Well. Gotcha. Yeah, the Mecha Chameleon lobby starts in like 15 minutes. So, after I finish this, I'm gonna grab a snack and then join that. I probably won't stream it though. Another day full of trouble, and it's 11:35 because we took an 8-hour long rest from 3 o'clock. The end is near. It is time to open your heart. The people of Tolstad cry out for you. You really gotta finish this today, or else people are gonna talk. I'm not feeling too good. I have so much stuff to do today. I'm already on day 3. Feel stressed or start your day. So much stuff to do today. Hells yeah, brother. Time to get to work. I'm not feeling too good. This is literally how you feel like 50% of the time. More sleep would help. Perhaps tomorrow. Already on day 3. Feel stressed. Time moves fast when you're running around like a headless chicken. The election looms. Start your day. Alright. Gonna save. Quit to menu. Alright. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm gonna go get some food, and I'll see you guys probably tomorrow. But if not, I'll see you guys when I see you. Bye-bye.